Get over here!
General Eagler has been defeated. Lin and her band draw ever nearer to Castle Lin. Within the castle walls, Lin's bitter enemy, Lundgren, awaits.
I didn't know Lin was in a band. Did it?
Lin is his legion.
Do they write their own stuff, or is it mostly like covers?
That's a good question.
Lindis and the Legions.
Lindis' Legion.
I'm thinking Sane is the bassist. He just kind of feels like a bassist to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Considering his personality?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, okay, maybe drummer.
Maybe.
Maybe more of a drummer.
Anyway, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chapter 10 of Let's Play Fire Emblem Blazing Sword. I am the Green Scorpion here with...
The ComicFoil, that's me.
As always. And we are in the final chapter of Lin's story, and I'm excited.
This is exciting. This is, I know it's not the end of the game, but I feel like it's, like, all led up to this.
To be honest, like, with Lin, like, the way the story kind of progressed, it does kind of feel like a finale, all things considered.
Yeah, it's like you get, like, a tiny little Fire Emblem game at the beginning of your full-sized Fire Emblem game.
Yeah. Like, well, there was a comparison that we made on the channel before. It's like in Super Mario 64, like when you go to the first Bowser fight, it could have been ended there and you would feel satisfied.
For all we knew, that was
That's
the end
kind
of
of how
the
this
game.
feels.
Yeah. Alright,
Anyway.
so we gotta make some preps.
Yep, we'll be right back, fellas.
Those were some
And
easy
here we go.
preparations. Our preparations were basically use everyone.
Almost everyone.
Aww. Look at that blank space there.
It still pains me, man. Anyway, what's worse is that he's probably not going to be the last casualty in this adventure. Anyway, so we got a few options here. So Lundgren's are all the way down here. We got a bandit here and a couple of mercenaries, and I'm pretty sure Florina can handle them. Other than that, like, there's actually not a lot of units. You'd think there'd be more for a final chapter like this.
I mean, there's gonna be some reinforcements later.
Really? Where?
I think it's...
Wait, one of these?
Yeah, I think all of them. Turns... Let me look.
Okay.
Turns 5 through 9, it's going to be 1 Cavalier per turn, and they're going to appear at the end of the player phase, meaning they move right away.
Right.
So, yeah, just keep an eye on what turn it is.
Gotcha.
Okay, what are you doing?
Okay, so... Normally there's a, Normally I would like Florina to come down to the south and, like, take out these guys. This bandit here is going to come after this village. I'm thinking... Let me check something here. Oh! No. Okay, so...
What are you trying to do?
I was thinking of maybe putting Matthew on the peaks and maybe try and fight this bandit, but Matthew can't... we can't land Matthew there.
That altitude is too high for Matthew.
But...
Well, I mean, we could drop him on the river.
Yeah,
The river.
the issue is I don't know if he'll be provoked. I'm pretty sure he will. It's worth a shot. Let me just check something actually. Matthew, where are you? What do you have equipped? You have the... Okay, he has the iron sword equipped, so that's fine. Okay, so let's see if this works, and we're going to have Florina move over here.
Okay, what... Can we see the range of the archers? I don't want the...
Yeah, no, she's fine there.
They're gonna make a Florina sandwich out of you.
Wouldn't a pincushion be a better example?
Yeah, I was feeling kind of like a Resident Evil vibe. I got jokes. I got jokes.
Jill's sandwich. That joke was... That joke was...
This gun is very effective, especially against living things.
Like, can we talk about Resident Evil for a second? How unbelievably horrible the translation was?
how wonderful the translation is. I mean.
The thing is, was it the translation that was horrible, or was it the voice acting?
It's especially the voice acting. But things like this gun is very destructive especially against living things. Like, unless you're a Joss Whedon character, you're not going to sell that line. Like, I could see Tony Stark delivering that line and it making sense, but besides that, it's a gun. It's very destructive, especially against living things.
I mean, when you really think about it, a gun is effective against anything that's living.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
There we go, Matthew. Alright.
That was a pretty good plan. That was a good plan.
Yeah, it actually worked. I'm surprised. Though Matthew did
not know Matthew could walk on water.
Though Matthew did get damaged a bit, but he should be alright.
Well, apparently he's Jesus Christ, so I think he'll be fine.
No. No. Okay, just trying to see how to go about this effectively, because we got some... Let me see, what level are we at here? 5, 6, 5. What level are you guys at? Yeah. Well, Wallace doesn't need anything.
Well, yeah. We're still not decided if we even want Wallace in our final party.
Again, like, you don't really have control over who you get. You do, but it's kind of tough, and especially if you don't know how to go about it. You know what I mean?
I don't actually remember how to go about it.
In a later chapter in Hector's story, there is a unit that will appear on the enemy team that it's either going to be Geitz or General Wallace, and it depends on whether you have your it depends on the combined levels of your lords. Like, I believe if the combined levels of your lords equal more than 50, you get Geitz. If it's less than 50, you get Wallace. It's a little weird.
That is weird.
All right, how am I gonna go about this?
I think somebody's just gonna have to take an arrow.
I don't know about that. I got an idea. First, let's get Sarah some much-needed levels.
It is never a bad idea to level up Sarah.
Nah. Like, that's one thing about the old Fire Emblem games that always annoyed me, is the healers were so unbelievably tough to level up. Well, okay, not tough, it just was so slow.
Did you actually move Lucius just now?
Yes, I did.
Or did you just...
Moved it one space so that he can reach the archer.
Gotcha.
Boom. And there you go.
We need a light mage in Super Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah, I mean, technically...
Like...
What do you mean by light mage?
Like Micaiah?
Uh-huh.
Or... That's what they call them in Radiant Dawn. Here they're bishops. I mean, they're usually priests and bishops, but...
Mm-hmm. Like... Are you talking Fire Emblem or just in general?
Oh, no, I was talking Fire Emblem.
Oh, okay, because if you're talking Light Mage, technically Palutena is that?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I was actually talking with Patrick about mages in Super Smash Brothers, and there's actually a lot more than we previously thought.
Yeah, it's like a type now, because it used to really just be Zelda.
Yeah, it used to just be Zelda. Now we have Robin, and Palutena kind of like fits that category, honestly.
You can make an argument for Rosalina too.
She's like the summoner type.
Yeah, but she's got like spell-like things going.
Like Ganondorf, who's a warlock. It technically counts.
Yeah, but I mean like more mechanically, like it's more about slow, big, bursty AoE kind of.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because I'm trying to think, because technically also Ness and Lucas fit that category, but they're psychics.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case you guys can't tell, we've been having a lot of discussions about this.
We have the most useless discussions.
Useless or useful? Because this is my channel we're talking about here.
Yeah, I guess you literally make money off of it.
I literally, I don't want to say it like that, but I'm literally making my name known from the discussions you and I have about video game nonsense.
You know, it's really crazy when you think about it like that.
Yeah, because video games have some fascinating stuff, and people need to know about it.
I remember we were in the opening number for the Freddy's, like, senior year of high school.
Uh-huh.
So we had to go to those, like, rehearsals, and it was all kids from schools all over. But I remember, like, times when we'd just be, like, sitting around like they weren't rehearsing our part, and we just, like, sat around and, like, did, like... This was before Death Battle, but we just, like, sat around and did, like, random who would win in a fight.
That's right!
Things.
I remember those.
And they started at, like, small things like Captain America versus, like, Batman or whatever, and then it started being, like, the Team Fortress roster versus the Grail Mercenaries.
Oh, yeah.
And it like...
I mean, it's fascinating stuff when you really think about it.
Because that's kind of partly what Weapons Month is. It's just, like, a whole bunch of, like, hypotheticals and weird, like... I think a lot of what we say is kind of like a stretch sometimes. Some of the stuff we try and pass as evidence, but, like, you know, it's all... Yeah, it's all hypothetical.
But it's fun to think about, and that's what these discussions are all about. In fact, that's what a lot of my videos are all about. Just forcing encouraging discussions that make you think, and then thus you like eventually come to the conclusion that video games are a lot more than people think they are.
Yeah, it's all about, like, I mean, that's why TV tropes, I think, is so popular, because it's just like it's just examining, like, all the really subtle things that actually make up media and storytelling. So you see something in like any form of media, and it's like, oh, they just put that in like because it's cool. Like, no, there's actually a narrative reason for it. And when you actually figure that out, it's like, holy smoke, I got played like a fool. Oh, there's a blind character in this. Oh, wait, there's a lot of blind characters, and they usually see really well, and they usually, like... Oh, this character fights with an axe. That means that they're foolhardy and brash.
But that's actually sort of a weapons representation.
Like it tends to be, not 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Is there anything interesting in that house?
I'm not actually sure, honestly. I don't think so.
I think that's like somebody's like, oh, are you here to stop Lundgren? Oh, he's terrible.
Probably like gonna give us some advice. I do remember some of the houses in this chapter like tell you about like weapons that are effective against knights, because Lundgren's a general, and there are weapons in these shops. In the armory specifically, there's like heavy lances, hammers, armor slayers, things like that.
Yeah. Remember when we almost, or when it gave us the option to promote Wallace when we first got him?
Yeah.
Lundgren is kind of like a beefed up version of what Wallace would have been.
Basically. Alright, so this archer just constantly goes back and forth, like whether he wants to try and attack Florina or not. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Equip the Slim Lance, and I want you to take a vulnerary. I'm not taking chances.
Matthew's like, hey, can you give me a ride?
Yeah, I couldn't move Matthew because of the rain.
So he can walk on water, he just can't swim. He can stand on water, that's his power.
Or he just like waddles on the top. What's it called? What's the term called for staying above water when you're like treading water? That's it. Yeah, I was like trying to think. It's like, yeah, he's basically treading water right now, and the rain made it so much more difficult.
Play that flute, Nails. Play that flute, Nails. So, just for fun, the other day, I was looking at... I have a very strange concept of fun, I suppose. But I was looking at different names, not all of them, but different, like, why is this character called this? And I tried to find, like, you know how I said that Nils was, like, a literary figure?
Yeah.
So I looked up Dorcas.
There's a literary term for Dorcas. Or a literary reason for Dorcas's name.
There's a character named Dorcas from the New Testament in the Bible.
Really?
Yes, and
I'm trying to remember.
It's kind of serendipitous because Dorcas is one of the people that one of Jesus' disciples raises from the dead.
Wait.
And
yeah.
And Dorcas will return. I mean, he's not really dead here. He's just injured. He'll be back in Hector's story, but I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny.
That's actually really cool.
Also, the biblical Dorcas is a woman, not a man.
Oh.
That is a woman's name.
Okay.
She was a, like, great seamstress, and she, like, did a lot for, you know, for the poor and for charity, and she was, like, a saint.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think it was Matthew, I'm not sure which disciple it was, who, is passing through and everybody's weeping for this person, so they raise her.
Oh, okay. So Dorcas is a unisex name?
I guess. I didn't know it was a name at all until I started playing Fire Emblem.
I mean, all things considered, it's kind of a... Forgive the obvious pun. It's a dorky name.
Wow. I will not forgive the obvious pun. You are taking that obvious pun to your grave.
Okay, I just got word from my roommate that apparently Dorcas is a common New England name.
Ah, okay.
Really?
Huh.
I mean,
All
I've
right,
heard some
I've been
strange
wrong
names, but Dorcas? Really?
Thank you, Candace.
I
didn't know that.
Okay. You learn something new every day.
Okay.
Oh,
Where the name Oscar comes
jeez.
Oh, wow, we're talking about freaking, like, etymology and Sane's,
Sane got
like,
a 3%
one-shotting
critical.
archers.
I love it. Alright, so Florina's having trouble here.
What turn is it?
Good question. Turn 7. Why?
We gotta get Florina out of there, because another Cavalier is gonna spawn next turn, and we're gonna have 3 Cavaliers attacking her.
How many reinforcements come out?
1 per turn, but all the way through turn 9.
Oh, I get it.
So, 5 in total.
Jeez. Okay then, yeah, let's get Florina out of here. We'll rescue Matthew along the way, and we're gonna bring her around.
Get to the Pegasus. Ride the Pegasus if you want to live.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, but I was saying, while I was doing this, I looked up, the name Oscar.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what the name Oscar translates to?
I mean, I looked up...
It doesn't translate to Grouch. Good guess, but no.
I wasn't going to suggest that. Like, I saw some, like, strange little, thing, like, on what an... I don't know, like, one day I looked up, what names mean, like, on this website, and I typed in my name, and apparently, my name means Spear of the Gods.
That's what it means.
That's actually true.
Yeah, because the first recorded name Oscar was perhaps the greatest warrior in Irish myth.
You're not pulling my leg here, are you?
I'm not pulling your leg. Nope.
I suddenly feel really special.
Oscar. That's why in Path of Radiance there's an Oscar named
Because
who's
he's
a
the
cavalier.
spear of the gods. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's always something. It's always something with this game.
Like, every name means something. Now I want to look. Now I want to research like all these names. Dang it, John.
I'm convinced that Wallace is only because he's a wall.
I don't know.
I'm
considering the reputation this game has had with names, I'm more than willing to think that there might be something more to General Wallace and his name.
There could be. I'm not going to look it up right now because that's how I stop looking at the screen and people die.